Hey guys, hey, what a guan, what a guan. This is your girl Evadna checking in. This is a late check-in. My apologies. You all know I was out yesterday and I spent the whole day out at an open event, and that heat got me. Like seriously, I came home and I just was knocked out, like knocked out. So when I eventually woke up, I thought it was way into Monday, but only to realize it was still Sunday night. So, apologies for not being able to come on here early. I know most of you probably gone to sleep already, but I see some people joining. So, whoever is up, just put a comment in the chat. Let me know who is here. It's so nice to see that people are still up. But my God, it was hot today. I was just knocked out. Being out there in the heat, in the open, area. We were on that tent for the whole day because we were at a health fair. Ooh, life not pretty. The heat is on us. Who is here? Just go ahead and comment and say something. Put your name so I can see who is here. No, I have to work hard to rehydrate myself after being out in the harsh weather for so many hours yesterday. That thing just beat me up, beat the hell out of me. I was just so weak when I got home. I fell asleep. Oh, Novlet is here. Hi, Novlet. I guess you're at work. Who else is here? Who else is in the house? All right. So, Kara is here. Hi, good night. It's Kara from Jamaica. Hi, Kara. Where are you joining from, Kara? I know Novlet is in America. She's in New Jersey, I assume. But where is Kara joining from? So, Clara, just tell us where you're joining us from. So, last night we started this big movement here. Okay, so yes, Navlet is joining from New Jersey. I know she's a world traveler, so she could have been anywhere else. And Kara is in St. Elizabeth. All right, great, wonderful. Yeah. So last night we started this discussion, and there were two people who committed themselves to starting something for the elderly and for children. One was in St. Andrew and one in Newmarket area. And we need to follow up on that so they can come on and talk. And so, well, one person talked last night. She joined us by phone so she could talk. I'm not sure if anyone who is on right now would want to come on and talk. Okay, so Kara is in Giddy Hall. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm not sure if any of you guys want to come in and talk, but I'm gonna put the number here on the live so you can call me and I'll put put the phone on speaker so that people could hear what you have to say. So this is a number. So yeah, so we're all about creating impact, creating um, impact from small impact. Start with the impact of one, what you can do to improve the situation back there, and we hope to create a ripple effect. You start here and it spreads, right? We don't have to do anything big and over the top to start. We can start small. It's just you coming up with some kind of project, something that you can do, right? Something that you yourself can put together. Then you grab one or two other people with you and you start. And that's how we're going to create some kind of impact, some change, right, in our communities. And this platform is open and willing to help people who really see themselves as change makers, people who want to create impact, want just to give you that boost, just to give you this the encouragement, right? Just to give you support to do these projects, because it is good and proper for us to every day point out what's wrong with our countries wherever we are around the world, but how are we working towards changing that? What are you doing to help with the change that you want to see? That's kind of what we're trying to work on, so people can get it in their head that there are problems everywhere, but how are you as an individual trying to help to solve the problem, the world's problem, the problem in your community, wherever you live, wherever you are, or if you're reaching out, to help people across somewhere else, how are you doing that? Right? um so if you want to call in, you can call in. I just posted the number there. You can call me on WhatsApp and we can have this discussion. I can put you on speaker so that, everyone can hear what are your ideas. Um, so let me know. Let me know what comes to mind. Who else is here willing to commit themselves to starting a project, a small project, getting your friends and family involved and see where that can grow. How do you plan to do that? This is still the discussion. Is there anybody who is on tonight want to join the initiative to start something, something small, and get a few friend and family to joining and start there? We all don't have to start with big projects. We can start with small projects. Is there anyone on here tonight who want to join that initiative? Anyone on tonight? In the chat, guys, just tell me. Is there anyone who is on tonight who want to see change? And if you want to see change, what kind of change do you want to see? And how do you see yourself fitting into that picture? We want to make everybody agents of change. So how do you see yourself fitting into that to try to bring about some kind of change? Um, Kara said she's going to going to community meetings. Okay. Are community meetings being held in your community right now, Kara? Are there any meeting being held right now in your community of Giddy Hall? She said yes, they do. Kara, is it possible for you to call in so I can hear more about what's going on up there in Giddy Hall? Because you might be onto something good that we would all like to hear about. Is it possible to call in? Call me on WhatsApp. Oh, Novlet said she slept away. What projects were we talking about? Um, these Novlet, the two persons who were on, one said that she was a cook herself, so she was willing to provide meals for elderly and for children. She would cook and distribute meals for these people. The second person, who was from the New Market area, I think it's pretty much the same thing because she wants, we were talking about stove and where we could use for such a project. So we were kind of looking at the community center at Newmarket because there was a kitchen in the back section of the community center. So the discussion was either using there or maybe one of the schools to cook meals and distribute them to elderly people and children. But it was late last night when we were on, so she didn't get a chance to come on to so we could, talk more about it. So we were hoping that we would have spoken yesterday. I mean, it's Monday almost. Well, yeah, it's 12:55 here. We were hoping to join earlier Sunday night so we could talk about it. But because I slept out because I was tired. So maybe Monday, later in the day, we can have a discussion where she could come on and we talk more about that. Um, Kara was saying something about Giddy. We have the Giddy, must be Giddy Hall CDC. What is CDC? Kara, can you call me? Is it possible? Because I would really love to hear about what project you're talking about in your community right now. But it's nice to hear that your community is actually meeting and doing something up there in Giddy Hall. Um, so Novlet, is there any project that you think you could come up with that could help wherever you are, whether it's where you are right now or overseas in Jamaica? Any small project? Hello.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
Pauline.
Huh?
Pauline, are you?
Who is
Oh,
this?
good night.
Good night. Who is it?
Um, I was just wondering if perhaps we could just Pauline Elliott. Pauline Elliott.
Oh, it's Pauline. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, Pauline. I'm gonna put you on the live. Okay, so we have someone who Pauline is here. I'm just gonna put her on. Pauline, I'm putting you on speaker. That's okay.
Yes, that's fine.
All right. So go ahead, Pauline.
Oh, that's fine. Yes.
Don't listen to
I was
yourself, Pauline. Just talk.
yes, I was just wondering if it's possible that perhaps we could have some sort of brief yeah, if we could have some sort of brief
Counseling.
um uh meeting because in the past year and a half there have been so many family members that passed on,
Uh huh.
and it's kind of really difficult, um, including myself. You know, I've had quite a few family members that's passed on, and it's kind of difficult for the families and the friends of the people that's passed.
Uh huh.
So I was just wondering if perhaps there's any way that there can be any sort of discussion that would relieve the grief of the people that left behind.
All right. So is that all that you want to ask about?
Yes.
All right. So Pauline is asking because I'm not sure everybody's hearing her clearly. But thank you, Pauline. What she's asking about is grief counseling. Whether we could have some kind of meeting or something about how to handle grief, because recently, over the last 2 years at least, during the pandemic, a lot of us have lost loved ones, and it's taken its toll because you've seen friends die, you've seen family die. And she is just wondering if we could have something for grief counseling. And the answer to that is, I think we can. I think we can. Because someone that I'm connected to um, closely does grief counseling. And I could talk to her about bringing her in to have, a forum. We could have an open forum where we can, or a private forum where we can actually have people just discuss the whole idea of grief, and how they're handling the grieving process of, losing so many people so fast over the last 2 years to 3 years, right? So yeah, very valuable point, Pauline. And sorry, if you're in the chat, Pauline, are you willing to spearhead such an initiative, Pauline? I know I can help to arrange this, but I like to see people stepping forward to plan projects, is this something that you yourself, Pauline, think that you can help to coordinate? Just answer me in the chat, and I could make it happen. I could set up the connections and we can plan a day and whatever. But I don't want to be in charge of everything. I want to see people taking responsibility. So this is your idea, which is a brilliant idea to have this grief counseling. It's something we talked about before, but did not really get into. So I'm happy to hear somebody raising that point again. So yeah, definitely. Pauline, in the chat, could you tell me, is this something? Okay, she says yes. All right, so that's project number 3, grief counseling. Um, okay, congrats, Pauline. Very good observation, because sometimes until you are the one that's feeling it, you don't realize how bad it is, right? Until you are the one in the middle of the stress, you don't realize what kind of toll it's taking on the others. So Pauline has lost quite a few people recently, I think. And she's realizing that grief is a real thing. It can weigh heavily on you. And so she's stepping up to say, what about all these other people who are losing so many people to violence and all kind of things, accidents, people just getting sick and just dying quickly, and all of these things. How are they handling grief? Um we see on the new market page how frequently people die in the area. How are the people really handling all of this grief around them with all this death? Really, it's something to think about. And I'm happy that she. Oh, Kara, maybe you tried when Pauline was on. Can you try again, please? Maybe just keep trying. Yeah, it's difficult. People are grieving. People are sad. People are feeling pain. They're in pain. How do we handle that? We are all scattered all over the place. How do we handle, it's not like you're in most cases together in the same place with all your siblings and all that. How do you handle the grieving process when your loved ones die? Every 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 like every month you hear that somebody die from the area. So some people have multiple deaths since COVID. I have seen personally, I've seen my fair share of friends and family that died during COVID. I lost a brother during COVID. Um, well, just at the beginning of COVID, he died. just before COVID became a thing. But a lot of people have lost people during this period for different reasons. Oh, she said it's Community Development Committee. All right, Kara, call again, please. I saw no indication that you tried. Maybe check the number again. Let me write it here. Yeah, I didn't see any indication that you called, not even a missed call. Pauline is saying, I really have no choice. It's just happening far too often now, and it's something that really needs to be addressed. True, true. Grief is a real thing. You can't sweep that under the rug. It have its toll. It will take toll on you. Really, it will take toll on you. So we're waiting for Kara's call to come through. Not so sure why it doesn't even ring. Yeah. She said she was trying to call me and what? Oh, you know what? Let me see. Yeah, my data is on. I don't see anything, Kara. Now I hear something. Hello? Hello? I'm hearing you. You hear me, Kara? Good night. All right. Okay. So can you just, I'm not sure the people out there are hearing you, but can you just, thank you so much for calling us. Can you tell me about what's going on? Okay, tell us about what's going on up there in Giddy Hall.
Well, I live in the community of Giddy Hall,
Mm-hmm.
and it consists of Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
Bloomsbury, and Prospect. Whitehall is this facility. We have community meetings,
Mm-hmm.
and we are in association with the SBC,
Mm-hmm.
and we are a community based. It helps us to develop a community.
Right.
So tomorrow noon, in association with the SDC, we'll be having a summer camp.
Oh, summer camp. That's
for
good.
The children, yes, for the children in our area. It starts from 6 to 16 years old.
6 to 16 years old.
Yes, and that's for a week.
Uh-huh.
That's for a week. And we have lots of community activities because we have, in my community, we have the M1 Club, and that started out of our church.
Mm-hmm.
We have a church in our community. That's Johnson Chapel.
Right.
That is our church, and they have the Awanda Club, and that starts from 3 to, would I say, it goes to about 19. And they have for the children, and we have for the adults.
Okay,
so
that sounds good.
On Saturday. That keeps every Saturday, but no, because it's summer. So we have different clubs, and who go to church. We have summer camp for them, and we just have the community one that anybody can do. The community one, you don't have to pay for that one. But you know that sometimes you need food, toiletries, and all of that to be provided for them because they don't get charged. You don't charge them. So there is something for them to do.
So who fund the ones that you don't charge for? Where the funds come from to help?
SDC,
Oh,
they will
SDC.
be funding, yes, they will be funding that
Nice.
one for us. But normally the church one, no, you have to pay for that one because they provide everything you need at the camp.
All right.
So we'll be online until the last week they go in, and that will be held in Malvern,
Oh, so the camp is in
St.
Malvern?
Elizabeth, same week.
The camp will be in Malvern? Kara? Hello? Kara?
Hello, I wasn't
Oh,
hearing.
sorry. You're saying
Yes, I'm here.
the camp is going to be in Malvern?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
oh, wonderful. So you obviously have a community that is working. SDC is doing stuff. You're
yes,
having things through
yes,
the church, you're having
yes.
camp, and that sounds good. It sounds like you guys up there have it together. Congratulations. I like that.
We are trying.
Yes,
Thank you. We are
that's
trying.
good. That's
At the
good. Big up
moment,
Big
we
Giddy
are trying to
Hall.
build. Yes, we're trying to build our we need a sports ground
Uh-huh.
to because we have a lot of young people in our community.
Mm-hmm.
So if there anybody out there who can help us with this project to get some multi-purpose court for them so
Mm-hmm.
they can play football and cricket and all of that, we would appreciate it.
Right. So, do you have a community center that's working over there?
Yes, we do because the summer camp that
Mm.
is keeping that one is will be held up by Whitehall.
Oh,
But Johnson also need the community center for themselves too.
okay, okay. So you don't have one big community center for the whole area?
No,
No.
no,
All right. But
no,
you
not at all.
so
Because in our community, we are trying to build even a basic school for ourselves.
uh-huh.
But because of lack of funding, that sometimes it starts and then it stops and all of that.
So you don't have a basic school up in Giddy Hall?
No, we have to send them to Whitehall or
Oh,
Middle Quarters or Black River.
really? Hmm. But what stop people from building a basic school really? The land? Do you have the land space to build a basic school over there?
We really don't have a basic school.
No, so I'm saying, do you guys have land space that we could put a basic school on? Kara,
Yes, we do.
you do?
Yes, we do. We
You
do have the land space. Yes,
government land
we
or
do.
church land?
Yes. No, it would be it would be National Land Agency. We would have to what they call it now, lease the land until we get the document for the land. But at the moment we have the church on it. We have where we were trying to build the community center and all of that.
Okay. So sounds to me like you can start an initiative to get that basic school in place. Shouldn't be that difficult to build a basic school.
Definitely.
So is that something you think you want to take on as your project?
But
Is that
yes,
something you
that
think?
would be good. For now, we could start with the football field. That's definitely in need because even at the moment, the guys they go there and they play the ball and all of that, but we need material to sort out that court. It has we grade off already and all of that, but we just need some. We have some material, but it needs more to complete it.
All right. Do you know Franklin? Franklin Brown? Lolly?
Yes, I do.
Get in touch with
You
let it,
don't need to.
get in touch with Franklin and see what let him go up there and look
I
and
know
see
he's
what.
in sports. That
Yes.
is there.
Yes. He's part of our committee here. Let him see what can be done over there that is not going to cost an arm and a leg? Because you're talking about a multi-purpose court. Sometimes those are very expensive. Like the one we want to put in Newmarket, that's really expensive, right? But then you could it could be a simple court that you're talking about that's not that complex.
Yes.
So you could have it up and running for people can start using it, quickly. So
Yes, definitely.
do you know how to get in touch with Franklin?
Yes, I do.
All right, we'll call him and see if you guys could meet, and then we could discuss that, and we see how how feasible is it to work on the court. But I am also very interested in the basic school initiative, because having those little kids go that far for
Yes,
school,
and it has started already. It has.
or
The basis it started already. Yes.
the building started.
Yes.
All right, that sounds good. Can you get a committee together to see what's the next move for that and what is needed for the basic
That's
school
what we're
also?
starting out now.
Yes.
That's what we're doing. That we're supposed to have a meeting
Mm-hmm.
in the coming week for up here, but we have an organization already.
Right. Well,
So I
let's see
can
how we can help the organization to get those two initiatives going, right? And we put it out there and ask for what help, so we have to have everything documented properly in terms of what is needed, how much money is that thing gonna cost, and labor and whatever, before we know how much we need, right? So the documentation is very important.
yes, definitely.
So
I know that. I know.
put your committee to work. Let's come up with budgets and see, and I'm so happy to hear that SDC is very involved in you guys thing over there. I like that, you know. So
Yes.
at least as a community, it sounds to me like Giddy Hall is getting their act together and they're really organized, and that's very commendable. I want to really commend you as a young person who is stepping up to lead and looking out for your community, really looking out for your community. What are you guys doing in that community for the
Yes.
60th and Jamaica 60th? Kara, what are you guys doing for Jamaica 60th anniversary?
I'm not. My phone is breaking.
Okay, so I was asking, what are you guys doing for, sorry, because probably because I put the fan on. What are you guys doing for the 60th anniversary? For festival? You hearing me? Kara? Are you hearing me now, Kara?
Hello?
Yes, I was asking what are
Oh,
you
just
doing?
fine.
Okay, what are you guys doing at the community level for Jamaica 60th?
We're going to, I think we're going to visit some different churches in our area.
Mm-hmm.
We have plans for that, and we are going to um, include the next community in our meetings, invite them out
Okay.
to let them know that we're up and ready,
Right.
and want them to join hands and hearts together with us.
Okay, so you are networking community to community, because these are pockets of small communities. So you're trying to pool your resources. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
That sounds good.
Yes. Yes.
Sounds very good. Congratulations again. I like what I hear. Keep up the good work and call us back tomorrow and tell us. Call us back tomorrow and tell us what's the plan. What you can come. Yeah, I like what you're doing. Sounds very good. Sounds very together. I really commend Giddy Hall,
Okay,
Whitehall,
okay,
Giddy Hall, and their initiative. I like the vibes. You're on
yes.
definitely on the right track.
Giddy Hall, Bloomsbury, Johnson.
Uh-huh.
That's our area.
Right.
Prospect.
Nice. Very, very good. So keep us posted tomorrow on whatever initiative. And remember, the budget is going to be critical for us, right? Before we start, you have an organized organization already.
Okay.
So get the paperwork done correctly before we can start publishing projects to get people to come on board to assist with these. But I really like the two projects that
Yeah.
you are
Yes, we
spearheading
will.
now for the initiative for the youths to have a place that they can go and play sports, because that is sadly missing in Jamaica all over these days. and
Definitely.
and because we can't have these kids just roaming around and have nothing to do. They'll get themselves in all kind of problem. They have no outlet, no place to
Yes.
go, meet and sit down and play like they used to and use up their energy. They're just sitting around on phone all day. So I'm very happy to hear that
Yeah.
that
And
community.
when we have the community center, they can go up there and do some training
Hmm.
and all of that.
Training, playing, just communicating
Yes.
with each other. That's all part of their development that they need. They really need it. It's not, these are not things that, young people survive very well without. They need it. That's why people kill people so much these days, because they don't have that sense of community spirit where they meet and cuss with each other and learn how to argue with each other and fight with each other without killing. They don't That's why these kids are like that now. That everything they think they need to kill each other for. They don't know about.
And yes, this is a farming community.
Right. They don't know about how to disagree with each other and cuss at each other and even get into a fight without using a weapon, because they have none of that. You realize that they don't play together, they don't do stuff together, so they don't know anything about how to
Yeah.
control their temper, how to disagree with people without bringing extreme violence, because they're not meeting on the football field anymore.
Yeah.
They're not
They
having
don't learn conflict
Right. They're
resolution.
not having contact sports where somebody's hitting you hard and you either have to swallow and go on because it's part of the game, or you go over and argue with the person about it without stabbing and killing and fighting and, getting like killing somebody is the only way you can resolve the conflict. And that is why the sports is important, because they learn all of these things while they are playing on the field. How to respect and love each other, how to disagree without resorting to violence, how to be, a leader. All of these things are important in their development. And it's the missing component why the youths in Jamaica are so darn violent, because sports is no longer a big thing at the community grassroots level. Yeah, the
Yeah.
national sports thing, yeah, the national sports is up. But what about the little areas like yours? The little districts having their own little sports complex and their own little sports thing and competing district to district. That's really missing. That's what holds communities together. And I'm so happy to hear that you guys are doing something about it. Really. Thank you so much, Kara. We're really here to support
Sweetheart. Thank you.
to support you and the community. I love what you guys over there are doing. Really, really love it. Okay, Kara?
My phone is not picking up, so
Okay. It did fairly well. So thank you so much. Talk to you
you're welcome.
another night. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye. Yes, people. Yes, yes, yes. I see Winsome Smith joined us. Hi, Winsome. And Yvette is here also. Yvette was asking if we are live or if it's a repeat. Yvette, we are here live in living colors. And you can call in. The phone number is right there in the chat. Anybody who wants to call in to talk about anything that they are doing or they want to do as a community initiative. We're taking we're taking the step to be proactive, to create impact. We're all about creating impact. Like I said last night, this is not about this is not about entertainment. We're not on here to entertain, right? We're on here to create positive change. We are here to create an impact, and we really feel pleased with the way people are showing out already, coming on here to talk about initiatives that that make sense, things that people need, and how, most importantly, how they themselves are willing to jump in and do something that is worthwhile so that the community can benefit. So we're asking people to think about small projects that they can implement wherever they are in the world. This is no longer just about new market. This page is about global impact. So it's impact wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you want to do something back for your home community back in Jamaica, whether you are in Africa, Asia, wherever you are in the world. This is an open platform for everybody who wants to create positive impact, right? So, Winsome, if there's anything that you can think of that you want to come up with um, as a project that you can spearhead, or Yvette, you can let me know. You can put it in the chat, and feel free to call in and speak about whatever project that you want to spearhead and what it's about. So far we have Kara, who is from the Giddy Hall area, who just joined us on phone to talk about what they are working on as a community over there. And we really would like to applaud Giddy Hall for those initiatives. And um, once they have their stuff on paper, well documented about what they need in terms of the basic school, um, we can probably start seeing how we can try to help them to put that basic school together. Usually, a basic school project is not an arm and a leg to build, because it's just usually one building with the bathroom and whatever, and sometimes it's not that complex really. I've done project before to build basic school. Yeah, let's see how we can help them as soon as they get their stuff together, and see what will that take. She also needs a sports ground completed for the young people in her area so that they can get back into playing sports. And that's such a beautiful thing. I really like that. And we had another Pauline. Pauline was here. Pauline spoke about grief counseling, that she really wants to spearhead something to have grief counseling for people in the area, because so many people are dying and it's really taking its toll. So she would like to see something happening with grief counseling, and she will spearhead that. And what a wonderful thing that is. What a wonderful thing that is. So let me write these down before I start forgetting who says they're doing what. um so tonight is the Sunday, the 24th. So Pauline Elliott, uh yeah, so anybody else have something that they can come up with now? Kiara Senior says football. And basic school. And this sounds good. Anybody else? Any other project that you guys can think of that you can spearhead in your community? Because last night we spoke about the impact of one person, right? One person making a difference in the community. And why not you? Why not you being that one person who is starting something to create positive change? And tonight we've seen two persons so far step out to say, I am going to spearhead a project to do this, or I am doing that, and that's what we want. The impact of one person can literally change the world. One person can start initiatives that can have big ripple, right? Novlet here is saying, I'm willing to sponsor a child in Jamaica who really in need through school. Very good, Novlet. We love that. Love that. Novlet, do you have any specification about where the child has to come from, what age group, what school level, whether you're talking about from primary school up, you would take this child all the way through as far as you can, or are you starting with a child who's already in high school or already in college? Which area, which level are you thinking of getting this child at, Novlet? And also, if you want to call in, you can. All right, let's see what Winsome says. And the MP in the area should be hearing about this and be able to assist in the area. True, Winsome, true. True. Well, I have a plan. Spoke to the person about it, so I will be sending some money out soon. Whenever I start it up, you will definitely know about it. All right, Winsome. All right. Okay, we're looking forward to hear about your plan and your initiative. Um, and we hope that more people will jump on board and do things. Remember, I said it doesn't have to be big things. It could be just you as an individual stepping out to do something. I would like to take from primary all the way through. Wonderful, Novlet. I will I will get in touch with one of the primary schools to see if they can select someone. So this would become like a scholarship. It will become a scholarship, and you can name the scholarship something, maybe in honor of your mom or in honor of your name or something that you can look at naming the scholarship for taking a child from primary school. Okay, so you could have the Norma Beckford Scholarship, for education, for example, and select a child who receives that scholarship every year, who is in need, and you have to set up what in need looks like, right? So that the scholarship really goes to a child who really needs it. You have to set up what kind of GP, well, not GPA, how their grades must look, their family situation, whether they have to be really poor or in dire need, or is it just a student who is bright, will get the scholarship. You have to set up all of those parameters, right? But I'll definitely reach out to the principal of Beersheba. I would imagine that you would prefer, if the scholarship, or we don't have to do it for necessarily for the same school. Maybe we could make it an open scholarship that whoever is vying for it from maybe St. Elizabeth Parish, um, any student from any area could vie for the scholarship instead of putting it into the hands of one particular school. So think that out, Navlet. Do you want to make an open scholarship to all the schools in St. Elizabeth, for example, with primary schools, so they vie for the scholarship? Probably have to write essay and then you choose which one you prefer, or do you want to put the scholarship in one school? Those are all things you have to think about for this offer, and we can discuss that some more. I would suggest that you make the scholarship open to any school in St. Elizabeth, so you could have a good spread across the area instead of putting it into one school. But certainly a great scholarship. I do look forward to that scholarship. Norma Beckford scholarship, right? Norma Beckford Education Scholarship. All right. Sounds good to me. Okay, so she said she would like to start with Beersheba. All right. All right, Navlet. Sounds good to me. Sounds good. Sounds good, honey. Thank you so much. That's a great one. And we look forward to hearing more about it. So can you start for this coming school year, Navlet, for September? Okay, so she wants to start for September. All right. Just put down on paper, Navlet, what you want that the recipient of that scholarship to be like, and plan to give out the scholarship probably at, maybe for this year we could just work with the school to choose someone, but for next year you give out the scholarship at graduation, so the students will know from that time who is the winner, and you probably can, or a member of the family, go to Jamaica and make the presentation to the winner, right? So that sounds good. Awesome. Yay, I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's flesh that out some more. Miss Winsome, you sure you don't want to tell us something more about your project or your plan? I love this. I love, 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 love this. We're here to support. We're here to encourage. And I love what I see so far. The impact, the impact makers. Wait, we have to find a name to call you guys. What are we gonna call you? Impact makers. What? Global impactors. Come on, tell us a name. What are we gonna call you guys? Global impactors, impact makers. Winsome says we need to get these MPs involved. The young people need help badly. Some of these kids' parents are not alive, and so this is why I am going to start this little project. Winsome, you keep talking about a little project. Can you just say what the project is, honey? We're not keeping secrets. And we would love to applaud you with your project. So just tell us what the little project is. Um, as far as the thing with the MP is concerned, Winsome, if we're not organized, with all due respect about the MP and what they should be doing, we 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 can demand more from our MPs. We should demand more, but at the core of it, I see um because the communities are not well organized, then they don't get the benefit that they should. Because remember, it's not just the MP himself. You have agencies which help, like the SDC. I don't know if they have UDC anymore. We have all these other organizations that are there to help the community with community matters. Now, because the communities are not organized, because they don't have um, youth clubs, they don't have active citizens association, they don't have um, groups that are lobbying for certain things, then they're not getting it because nobody's representing, right? So it's not just the MP. The MP is an overseer. It's not the MP's job to run around to every parent to find out what each child needs and all of these things. It's really not his job to do that. He is overseeing the bigger picture, right? But it's the SDC's job to do some of these little smaller things to get with the individuals. And we're not having that in some cases because they're not organized. You heard the Kara from Giddy Hall saying that the SDC is involved with them because they have a little organization that's organized and doing something, unlike what's going on in Newmarket presently. The SDC person says they can't get people on the ground to do anything. They have meetings, they don't show up, they have trainings, they don't participate, they don't whatever. You understand? So how are they going to do their work if nobody is forming organization, although it's their responsibility to make sure these organizations function, but they can't beat people over their head to form themselves into groups and do what they need to do, really. So we can't shove all the blame over on the MP. If you have organizations that are functioning and the MP refuse to do anything to help them, then we can blame the MT. But where there's no organization, where there's no grassroots, no group that's coming together constructively and speaking with the MP, we can't blame the MP. We can't. Really, we can't. I'm not saying that we can get more out of them, but we have to be organized. We have to be organized. And this is why forums like these are important, and why I think leadership is important. We have to have more leadership on the ground. There are people who want to help, there are people who want to do things, right? There's a gentleman who wants to have a tertiary education thing right there in the area, but we're not organized to bring in these people, because people can't just throw money at people who are not organized. So we have to we have to get people in the areas to organize before people can throw money at them. They're not going to take the hard work money just throw at people to waste. No, but we have to get organized. And if we're not organized, we're not going to get what we need to get from the MPs either. People who are organized will get it, and our little areas will not get it because they're not organized. Um, Kiara says, building our community, Winsome Smith, to help a child I know needs help. Okay, congratulations, Winsome. You're doing the same thing as Novlet wants to do. You're identifying a child, and you're going to pour into that child, that one child, and help them in whatever way. And that's what we want to see. Thank God. Thank you, Winsome. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. Love it. Love it. Um, Winsome says some chicken. for starters. Everybody wants 6 chicken and 12 chicken win some. We need to get about out of that mentality because let me tell you something. So many times I hear about MPs giving people 2 pigs, dozen chicken or 2 dozen chicken and whatever, whatever to start life. You know what will happen? Once those chickens grow up, they will sell them and they have no more money. Right? That's not how you build a community. Honestly to God, that's not how you build a community. Why not have a full farm, a big ass farm that could provide employment for everybody? You can't be giving people a dozen, and 2 dozen chicken and think that that's going to build an economy in a community. No, because when the time they finish trust a John shop to get chicken feed and to feed those 2 dozen fowls, by the time those fowls are finished and ready to kill, they kill them and they have to pay back John Shop the money that they trust the feeding from, right? And what you think happened? They have no more money to buy any more chicken to start. We can't build an economy on that principle. We need to build a big farm, a big chicken farm that can service the whole community and provide employment for the people in the community. That is when we're talking about serious thing. Having six chicken and three chicken all over the place can't help. That's not how we build communities. I don't agree with that principle of life. Most people don't have any business sense, any business experience. How you gonna be giving them 12 chicken to raise and things that they're gonna turn over the money when that money comes just to pay back the debt or to put to buy one new set of clocks to go Christmas to show off or something like that. Come on, that's not how we build community. We build community by providing a fish farm or a chicken farm that can help multiple people to get employment. Then we say we're doing stuff. We gotta get out of this damn mentality of this 6 and 8 and 10 and 12 chicken. That's not helping nobody more than stink up the darn place all around. Build a big chicken farm. Build a big chicken farm. That's when I know that you're serious about helping. Build a big chicken farm so that it can help multiple people to get employment. 6 and 8 and 10 and 12 chicken, that not help nobody more than the person who have it when they kill them, they eat them and they have some foul foot and some gizzard and some liver to eat. Come on. That money that they get from that is just to pay back the debt for the chicken feed. Chicken feed is expensive. You're talking about serious development. Talk about building a damn big chicken farm that can service the community. That's when we serious about it. 12 chicken thing not gonna cut it. We need to get out of that mentality. Not many people will take a few chickens and turn it over into something viable because they have no business sense. Um, Winsome, I hear you, but trust me, if an MP wants to help an area, don't give out 12 chicken to people. Build a big chicken coop somewhere, put an organization in place to oversee that project and find way to employ people to work in the chicken coop so that you put the money behind it, you put up the startup fund and whatever it takes so that you can maintain it. I guarantee you, everybody who get these little chickens, it's difficult to keep up with buying feed for them. It's difficult to maintain whatever it, and by the time those chicken is sold, they are deep in debt to take care of these chicken, and that's why those business don't grow. And these people, they spend all their time looking after these chickens and they have no money to get out of it at the end of the day, right? So that's why those things don't work. Build a big chicken farm, find the money to fund the project up to a point where until it starts to become profitable and start to grow. That's what they need to do and stop this darn nonsense. I see friends and family struggle with this whole chicken thing all the time, and constantly have to struggle to find feeding to feed these little chicken and blah blah blah. By the time they're done with the whole process, they don't make no money off it. They don't make no money off it. So again, congratulations, Novlet, for offering up a scholarship in honor of her late mom. And Winsome is offering not I don't get the feeling, and Winsome, you can tell me, it's not a scholarship that you're offering necessarily. You're offering to sponsor a child. Um, does that mean that you will provide like clothing and everything for this child? Almost like adopt a child. Is that what it is? Winsome, tell us, is it like an adopt a child project that you're talking about? Are you gonna provide just everything that the child needs in terms of their well-being? You sending them their books, you're making sure they have lunch, you're making sure they go right. You're sponsoring, like you kind of adopting them in a certain manner, not officially, but in a certain manner, to take care of their entire need. Or is it just like education you're providing? Let me know. Okay, so when I say adopting, I mean not officially adopting, but we could call it like that. We could say adopt a child, not going to sign paper that you're taking over their motherhood, but in adopting a child, you are going to make sure that this child goes well. You're doing everything you can to see to the well-being of this child. I think that's what it is, right? While Novlet is doing education, just the education part of it, which is a scholarship, right? So for purposes of these, we can say that Winsome is doing an adopt a child project, which we know is not an official adoption, but you are taking care of the well-being of that child for an extended period, however long you want to see to it that the child had their needs are met, right? And that's wonderful also, right? um what is Pauline saying? Yam farming, potato farm, banana, yam food is essential to also teach children to farm as an early age, how to grow their foods, all kinds of foods for experience. Yeah, we need to bring farming into school as an essential thing, because these kids are leaving school, they're growing up and they don't even know how to plant anything, anything. And we are so proud of our darn self for raising children who know nothing about farming, raising children who don't know how to plant a piece of potato, how a potato is grown. It's a shame. It's a darn goddamn shame that we raising children who cannot have a little backyard garden. That doesn't stop them from having a good education. That doesn't stop them from being an engineer and a pilot, because they have a backyard garden. Doesn't stop them from doing anything at all. In fact, it helps them. It helps them. And we need to get out of this mentality that we think our kids are too good, so we teach them not to do simple things like planting something to eat, right? We have them on all kind of games, doing damn nonsense and tying up their brains, instead of having them out back doing their little gardening to feed their family, right? And going out on the field to learn to run and play football and cricket in the sun, so that they can get stamina and strong and exercise and learn to deal with their peers. We think we are cute and we are rich and we have arrived by teaching them to stay in their house, lock up under fan and AC, sometimes watching TV and playing games. Guess what? We're reaping the benefit of all of that nonsense. As a country, we are reaping the benefit of that bullshit game. So we need to stop it. We need to bud it right here. We need to bud that, right? Every child should have a little patch of something growing, even if it is in a flower pot. Let them plant something and see it grow and something that they can eat. You know how nice a child feels if they plant some callaloo and watch their callaloo and water it every day and see that one day they can cut the callaloo and eat it. You know how good that is for a child? Why are we trying to change it, to teach them nonsense, to watch TV and do nonsense? That child, when they see that callaloo grow and they can cut it and get breakfast from it, you know how important they feel? Come on, people. We need to get back to basic. That don't stop that child from being a teacher, an engineer, or anything. We literally got to a stage where we're hiding our kids from farming because we don't want them to turn farmers because farming is only poor people and all of that. Come on, man. Come on, come on. We gotta get back to basics. And we're gonna have food crisis because we don't have no food. And why we don't have no food? We can't complain that we don't have land. We still have land. We have lots of land in Jamaica to farm. Everybody have a backyard and a front yard, literally, unless you live in certain densely populated area in Kingston and so on. Most people in Jamaica have yard space. Okay, Kara said at Giddy Hall School they do teach the kids to farm. That's good. That's good. We need to have more of that. We need to have more of that. We need to teach farming as an essential thing. And it's not just at school level. We need to do it in the homes. We need to when we were growing up, we used to have our own individual little flower patch. The flowers garden, right? I had my own side. My sister had her own side. I don't know at what stage um the older ones graduate from keeping the garden, and as we grow up, we become responsible for keeping the garden. But I remember I had my side of garden, and my sister had her side of garden that we had to take care of. Right? We weed it out. We plant back new flowers. So you feel responsible because you walk through the community or you go somewhere else and you see a nice plant that you don't have, you're going to get it from the person to bring it home to put in your garden because you are responsible for that garden to make sure it's kept, right? You're responsible to take out the weeds and to whatever, whatever. And it gives you a certain amount of pride. So now, why aren't we teaching kids to do that? But I don't want them to plant only flowers. Let them plant something that they can eat. They can plant flowers, yeah, but teach them to plant carrots and cabbage and lettuce and whatever and see how that grows. Teach them to do that. When I was in Jamaica last year, I have my tower garden thing, my hydroponic fancy garden thing, and I had my little grandnephew with me planting the seeds in the thing, right? And he was always so excited to go visit the place that I left the garden to see how the plants are growing. But unfortunately, um, something happened, and the person in charge did not get to go put water in the hydroponic thing, and it ran out of water, and the plants died. I remember my sister telling me how disappointed the little kid was when he went there to look at the garden to see how big the plants were at that stage to reap some from it to take home and cook. But the thing ran out of water. Nobody was there to put water in it, so the plants died. So I'm saying this to say kids love those things. They love to participate in little projects that plan things and so they could see it grow, right? Doesn't mean they have to turn into a farmer. Come on, stop the nonsense. Kids know about careers now. And so what if they want to turn into a farmer? Give them the best darn farm, right? If they want to be a farmer, let them go to school to study farming techniques and blah, 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 and give them the best farm. Rent acres of lands for them to farm on and do well, sell it to hotel. It don't mean that if they choose to be a farmer, they have to be poor. We have to change the mindset. Farming is essential. Farming is good. There's nothing wrong with that. And becoming a farmer, choosing to be a farmer, does not mean that he has to be bending his back on the farm working every day. He can be in a position where he employs people to do the work. So it's not like farming is a bad thing that we have to avoid it by any means necessary. Come on. Do you know how much food leaves Jamaica every year to come to the United States for sale? People, I can tell you, people, I don't know in Florida how it is, but I'm telling you about New York. There are some people in New York, they don't eat anything but Jamaican food. They eat like they live in Jamaica, same way. Yellow yams, white yams, um, potatoes, um, breadfruit, roast breadfruit. They eat just like they live in Jamaica, same way. Jamaican people like Jamaican food and they'll pay any money for it. So at no time should we not encourage our kids to do farming because there is a market for the food. There is viable market for the food. We just got to go out and find it. And export is a viable market. When some said she does planting in her backyard, of course, everybody should plant something, even if it is in a flower pot. Everybody should plant something. Everybody should plant stuff. I live in New York and I was growing stuff in my tower garden in my little apartment. Um, no, I only have some flowers in here. I don't have any food growing like before, but I was growing mint, I was growing oregano, I was growing lettuce, I grew callaloo and cut those callaloo and cook them. I was growing a lot of vegetables, right? But I brought those machines to Jamaica, so they're there. All right. So this is a good, helpful discussion, guys. I really, really enjoyed. I'm happy I woke up, even though it was late, I still came on to talk because we have to talk. We have to talk it out. We have to talk it out. We have to put our heads together. And if we're serious about nation building, we have to have these discussions where people can choose what it is that they can do and how they can help. It's all well and good for us to plan big projects for you to involve in, but what do you as an individual want to do? And I am so pleased that opening up the floor for people to say exactly what they can do and what they want to do seem to be a good thing, because people stepping out to say exactly what they want, right? Because if we plan it and that's not what you want, you're not going to participate at the level that you should. So I'm happy that, we're having this interaction so you can say, this is how I am willing to help. This is what I am willing to do. And so far, we are seeing people stepping up to that table to say what they want to do. And we can only keep, you know, the ripples. You drop something in a pond and you see the ripples it creates. It goes out and it spreads, right? It spreads. And that's what we want to do here. We planted seeds in people's head and we're causing them to think how I can help at my level. What can I do? What kind of initiative can I spearhead from wherever you are, right? What can you do? And then that ripple will spread. Because once people see Novlet start a scholarship for her mom in her mom's name, maybe her brothers and sisters will chip in for the scholarship. And maybe by the time September comes around, it is not one child they're helping. Maybe it's two or three or four kids they're helping because no, it's not just Novlet doing it. It might be Novlet and the whole family doing it. You know what I mean? So that is the kind of thing we want to water and nurture so that people will learn that it's important Community is important. And how can you help your community? How can you help from wherever you are? And this is a beautiful thing. And I absolutely love it. It's so worth the time. So really worth the time. We're not doing the drama and the theatrics and um the entertainment thing over here. This is about serious people who want to do serious things in their community. And I love it. I welcome you guys. I applaud you. I really appreciate you opening up your hearts and your wallets to help. I really do. Pauline is saying Jamaica needs to export more food. Of course, they need to. And we need to organize at the community level, because right now there are just probably few people exporting food out of Jamaica. We need more people doing that. And what prevents more people from doing that? Money. Money and a vision. Money and a vision. Because I'm sure most people looking at it that, oh, if I want to export food, I have to go find a big man or a big woman in Kingston or Montego Bay to sell my food to, for them to export it, and you get nothing at the end of the day. No, we need to find ways to get other people registered so they can become exporters themselves. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. But because we have no organizations, we're not organized, we're not we're not we're not we're not doing initiatives that matter, right? We should have cooperatives formed in farming areas that can spearhead this whole export thing. It's not hard to get the license for it. It's not. Um, Winsome says she's not starting big. Hold on. Hello?
Hey, Pauline. I just
Pauline, you're on live, huh?
Yes, it's just me. I just want to say something
Yeah.
about exporting.
Mm-hmm.
I know someone that yeah, I know somebody that plants yam, different kinds of yam. I don't know some of the yams that he plants,
Uh-huh.
and apparently he can't export them himself. He has to get a middleman, and when he gets that middleman, the middleman charges him an arm and a leg. But when the middleman takes it to the exporter, he gets a better price for it. Now, this needs to be looked at.
Why does he need a middleman? Why does he need a middleman?
Because he can't export it himself, I gather.
No, they can. They can. They just need to do the paperwork.
Well, maybe he just doesn't know how to do
They
it.
don't know how.
So, yeah,
And
that's
it's the know-how, and this is why, like, a cooperative is important. They need to organize themselves into groups so you can make representations. You understand?
yeah.
Be-
Well, there needs to be more forum about information given.
yeah.
Well, there needs to be more groups where they can have more information about this, because I'm sure a lot of farmers would love to have the know-how how to do that, because there's so many of them, but they don't have the know-how.
Yeah. It's the know-how.
Yes,
Definitely the know-how.
yes,
So
that's what I wanted to say.
yeah, thank you. It's the know-how. It's the know-how, because he shouldn't have to, that person shouldn't have to be going through no middleman. He should be able to go straight to the exporter, right? To sell his produce to the exporter. Now, let's be realistic. Not everybody is going to be an exporter, because for you to be an exporter, you have to have a market on this side. You have to have the contact on this side who's going to receive the goods, who's going to clear the goods. And sometimes you need custom broker and those kind of things, which sound like a big fancy thing and a hurdle for you. Then you have to have the resources to clear them and to move them from the wharf and to truck and store them. So it is a bit much. But at least, right? At least you should be able to interface with an exporter yourself, right? You should be able to talk one on one with an exporter that you take your thing directly to. You shouldn't be going through no middleman. Because if you're going to pay a middleman before it reaches the exporter, you're not getting anything. You're not getting anything. So when we are organized, when we are organized, we can find a way. We can definitely find a way. And each individual trying to do their little thing, it's difficult. When you do things as a group, there's a lot of ideas tossed around, and a lot of people know that person might know something that I don't know. I might know something that the other person don't know. So that's why groups are important. That's why community groups and working together and all of these things, that's why they're important. And we have to get back on track with that. Earlier when we used to do a lot of talking and interviewing and stuff, um, it was in the height of COVID, and they were not allowing people to meet in a certain way and communities to get together and all of that. COVID is kind of under control somewhat now. At least people can gather and have groups and whatever. So, having done all of this talking that we did for as long as we did it, now is implementation time. And we're starting the implementation process right here. So kudos to you guys. I love what I see. I love what I hear. Um, and let's keep it rolling. Let's keep the momentum, right? I'm gonna invite you guys to share this, because if you don't share, then other people won't see, and then um, our reach won't become bigger. We want our reach to become bigger so more people will see what we are doing and chip in to help. We have to grow this community. We have to grow this community. If you need to get the help that you need to get pouring in to communities, we have to grow the page. We have to grow the this Facebook community, so that more people can know what we are doing and pitch in to help, right? We're not spending money to take out ads. Never did for this page, and I'm not planning to. If the people who are here are serious about what they're doing, they share the page so other people can see what they're doing and other people will come aboard. That's as simple as that. That's how we build a big community. And the bigger the community becomes, is the easier it is for these projects, because people will chip in to help. Make sense? I hope that makes sense to people. So I'm going to invite you guys, as you watch this broadcast, please share it, right? Please share so more people can see, more people can join, more people can come on to be a part of the discussions. All right. It is 2:12 a.m. here in the United States, and that means it is 1:12 in Jamaica. You guys are all night owls. I can't believe how many night owls there are here. But y'all know I'm a night owl already. So yeah, let's do what we need to do to build community. We have to build back confidence. We have to build back pride. We have to build back a whole bunch of things. But most importantly, we have to change Jamaica's looks right now. The violence out of Jamaica. Oh God. And wouldn't we all love to be home? I know I would love to be home. Honestly to God, I would love to be there, but it's not looking pretty. Winsome said it's very nice of you to take the time to talk with us. Pauline, yes, it does make a lot of sense, Evadne. Kiara says, and thank you very much. Yeah, guys, and thank you too, right? So such a blessing to share like this. Such a blessing. It's my honor to see you guys jumping in, jumping on, and sharing from your heart and opening your soul, opening your mind, opening your wallet to help. And that's what we really want to see. Enough of the talking, enough of what's wrong. Let's make some things right. I really love that. So again, guys, I am going to take my leave of you, you global impactors, and tomorrow I'll see, if I could get in at least um 2 or 3 lives tomorrow. I'm gonna set that as a goal so that we can share across the board with different people, because people join at different times of the day. So I'm gonna see how how good I can do tomorrow with having the discussion at different time of the day, to see if we have more people join the discussion and more people um committing to helping. So that's how we're going to keep this going. So I'm not going to put out a set time, because the set time thing kind of, it kind of hectic sometimes. Because what if I had a set time last night? When I came in and fell asleep, I would have missed a show, because I would have probably set it for, say, 8 o'clock or so. And then, 8 o'clock, I was sleeping because I was exhausted. So I don't want to do a set time thing. I will just jump on and do the discussions, and wherever you pick it up from, or at whatever time, you just come in and do whatever. But even if you didn't get a chance to join a discussion the way you are interacting with me now, and you see this thing scroll across your screen, just share it. um it's a good idea to share so somebody else could see it. And when you share, it tells Facebook that you're interested in what's going on, and they will show you every time we post or we are on. So always share, even if you are not listening, still share it so somebody else will see it, because you not don't have the time to listen now or participate doesn't mean somebody else doesn't have the time to do. So let's be mindful of that, right? Always share the stuff, and you join when you have the time. I'm here, I'm your servant. I'll come on at different times. It's the same discussion. What can we do to help? How are we helping? What's the progress we're making with this? And so you don't have to catch every broadcast. If something happened that's important, you can go back and watch it. But jump on when you can and participate, right? Thank you so much, guys. Love you all. I'm looking forward to daylight. I'll hop on in the morning. I hope I can sleep again, because I slept all evening. So, maybe I won't sleep, but I'm gonna force myself and try to sleep, do some work, and try to fall asleep, so I can wake up in the morning and do some more broadcasts, right? All right, have a blessed night, guys. Love you all. Sleep well, or if you're at work, hold it down, hold it down, hold down the graveyard shift. All right, take good care of yourselves. Bye bye.